Hey guys, how are you all doing? So yes, Patrick Tuipulotu, his B sample came back clean and he's been exonerated from doping and is back and available to play. And that really should be the end of that real story. And it's great news for him obviously that he's back available, and I'm looking forward to watching him play for the Blues at Eden Park this season. I've got my season ticket through the other day, which is great. So, but what does this mean? I think what we've really seen here is that the process is just not fit for purpose. Having been suspended, but it stays confidential, means that it just adds a lot of questions and a lot of speculation that goes on. Myself and plenty of others had a little dig at the NZ Rugby Union for how slowly they were about coming out about this and how they went about it. Now that proves to be wrong because of confidentiality, and it looks like the New Zealand Rugby were following the processes and procedures correctly. So that was unfair by a lot of us. But I think they could have actually done better in when they did come out explaining why they hadn't been able to say anything before. But they were trying to keep it quiet, trying to keep it succinct and to the point. Unfortunately, that meant that a lot of us didn't really know what was going on. So, what I think here shows is that it's not fit for purpose. We can't have this confidentiality. We need to have the transparency so we can actually see the process is being done properly. And the length of time this has taken is an absolute joke. They got informed back in November. Who knows when the actual test was and how long it took for the original sample to be tested. But to take over 2 months to get this sort of thing sorted out is not fair on the player and not fair on the whole of the rugby family put together. I know a lot of people will say this is a private matter and should not be, and it should be confidential. I mean, Aaron Cruden came out and complained that his salary had been reported in the press, and that would all the journalists like their salary to be reported in the press. Well, you know, being an unemployed IT project manager, yep, feel free. And if anyone's got a job out there, please feel free to get in touch. So these players are not playing. These players' jobs are public, and so unfortunately, along with that comes an element of public scrutiny and an element of invasion into their into their lives that the rest of us just don't get. No one's really cared about what's happening in my private life, and they also don't pay large amounts of cash to come to the stadium and watch me talk on the phone either. So that's part of the parcel of what comes along, and I'm afraid they lose an element of that confidentiality. I did hear someone tweet me saying that one of the Super Rugby players had said that because the rugby players come from an educated background, that the doping just wouldn't happen, that people are too clever for that. And I think that's absolute rubbish if that is true, that someone has said that. Rugby is the most penalised sport in the UK, the people who are banned are generally, or nearly exclusively at the below professional level. But it is a big. There is definitely what's what I'm looking for here, drivers to take doping products. One of the things I heard was that when you come back down after steroids, you keep 25% of the muscle gain that you've got while you're on steroids. That means that you're going to have a benefit, and you're also going to test clean in the future. So why wouldn't you, in the off season, if you know that you don't get tested in the off season, for example at the lower levels, then why wouldn't you go on steroids for a short period to get that kind of benefit when you have all these trainers saying, hey, you need to bulk up, you need to be bigger. And we got to look at when they did anonymous testing in South Africa at schoolboys. There was a large percentage that came back positive there as well. So clearly there is a drug issue in rugby, and burying our heads in the sand and saying that people are too well educated to do that is absolute rubbish. It's something we need to keep vigilant on, and the press do need to keep looking into. We just look at cycling to see what happens when the press don't report on these things, to see what a disaster that would be. So we do need the transparency. We need to keep vigilant on this, and it does need to be kept looked at. But in this case, the guy has come back clean, and that should be the end of that story, and I'm looking forward to watching him play. Thank you all for watching, and do please feel free to follow me on Periscope to get more of these, and also to share this with your friends and family, and help me reach a wider audience. Thanks everyone.